let's record this meeting from here. So you're going to be continuing on with this here, which you can download from D2L. What the first thing that you need to do again, and so some of this I've already spoken about, is that you do need to make 4 folders inside a main folder. The main folder is going to hold an index HTML file, and the other folders are going to hold your other HTML files, except for the images folder, which is going to hold some random images. Now, how did I get this? You'll recognize the fruit, which I just copied from another place. This is something that I got off my camera. I did this by using a snip. This one I got my schedule up, and then I snipped it and saved it as a JPEG file and saved it here. This one from the college, I just went to the college website and right-click, copy, paste. And so we're supposed to do something with that college one. Now, if we go and look at the HTML, so I'm going to open that in code. Actually, I think it's already open. Yeah, here it is. There's not a lot going on in that HTML file. There's yeah, still got people coming in. Welcome. So if you look at the body of this, I haven't got a lot going on, but what I did do is I put a nav area. Now I'm going to re-emphasize.
Sir, you're not screen sharing.
I'm not screen sharing? I thought I was. How about that? Let me go back and see if I can get the screen sharing going. What's going on here? I thought I showed the screen. I think what I did is, all right, so back, can you see it now?
Yes.
All right, sorry about that. So here we are, the 4 folders and the index HTML. I've got the index HTML open here. As I said, there's not a lot going on in the actual body of that. We do have a nav element, and the nav element has got, at the moment, 3 A tags. It should have 4 because I need to have an assignment folder as well. So you need to put in, you need to create a nav element, and you need to put these into it. And so each of those is going to refer to how do we navigate each of these things, right? So it should be an assignment file that it doesn't exist yet, and so that's why it's not showing up. But when it does exist, it will be called assignment.html, and it'll be in the assignment folder. When you close the A tag, okay, so I tried to close the A tag inside the quotes, which is a bad idea. So I need to put the cursor outside the quotes and then close the A tag. And then I can say assignment. And then if I save that, the index will include that. Now I got people asking me questions or something. Sir, for the CSS, do I do external instead? If you like to do external and you know how to do it, I haven't showed you external yet. That's sort of coming up a bit later. But if you know how to do it, basically what you'll have to do is inside the head, instead of having a style tag, you'll have a link tag. And the link tag will say, where is the CSS? If you know how to do it, go ahead and do it. I will be showing you that later. So here we actually call this internal CSS. It's not inline, this is internal CSS. We could have done all of this. Basically, you could copy and paste this into another file, save it as a style.css, and then put a link in here. And that's what a lot of people do. The beauty of that is that then you can have many pages use the same link, and so you can have a consistency across many pages. And so it's a very good idea if you have a very large website that has many web pages on it, to enforce consistency by using external CSS files. I'm not doing that yet. We will do that later. So we've got some stuff going on here. I did have, all right, I think what I want to do is I want to just, I've got this Bulacan thing, but it would be kind of better if we had something more CNA related. I do have that one there, that CNA Q entrance. Is that how it is? It's got a slash like that. That's weird. That'll be interesting if that works. Because I got the slash going backwards. Badly done image. Let me just actually, maybe I'll rename it so that it doesn't have these weird things going on. So I'm going to take out the CNAQ dash and take out the space and the slash because, oh, I see what the slash, yeah, slash is obviously going to be CSS way of showing that there's a space there in the file name. Very nice. Anyway, so I've got that, and we've made it so it'll work in Linux as well. Now the thing is the images, and the thing is, right now we are in the index, right? If we're in the index, this will work. But if we go to another folder, it wouldn't work because it's what it's doing is it's saying start from our current directory, go to the images directory, and there you'll find your file. There it is, CNAQ entrance, blah, blah. So this is going to become our background. So save that. And let's go and look at what happens when I try and open up the index. What if I double click on it? It should launch it through the browser when my default browser is on this machine is Firefox. And so that's why it has that strange symbol. If you've not used Firefox, you might not have seen that symbol before. But so what I hope that you can see there is, and I've made it a bit smaller, is that you can see the image is sitting behind part of the stuff, as it says there, stuff in my website. If I added some more stuff in my website, that will seem to be sitting on top of that image, and that's the way that we wanted it to be. H3, let's do that. More stuff. I'm just going to do that so that we can see it sitting on top of the image, or the image sort of coming through it. Yeah. So how did we do that? That's a kind of a nice feature, I think. The idea being that that we have an image and other parts of the web page are sort of put together, and they're actually layered one on top of another. If you do a lot of, some of you guys are probably interested in image editing and stuff like that, you'll know that some of the image editing software, you can have multiple layers of things. Maybe you've used GIMP or something like that, or Photoshop, and that's the way they work. And this is kind of working on that idea too. We can do that with CSS. CSS is really quite powerful, but okay, just a very simple rendition of it here. So what we're doing is we've got inside the body, we've got an element that I've called main, and that's where all my stuff is. And so what I've done with the main is that when the main is rendered on the browser, immediately after it's rendered, then an image will be put up, and the image will be found from the images. It'll have an opacity of 0.5. Opacity refers to opaque means you can't see through it. Transparent means you can. So any number between 0 and 1, right? 0 opacity would be absolutely transparent, that you couldn't see any remnant of the picture. 1 opacity would mean that you can't see anything through it. Now all you see is a picture. So 0.5 means sort of half and half. We can see stuff through it, and but we can still see the image, but the image is kind of light. So the other stuff is just to do with how we're fixing it in the element, and we're fixing it up against all the edges. The position is absolute. The Z index is quite important, and I mentioned this in the video that I put up. The Z index, the higher the number, the more in front. If we talk about things being on top of each other, this puts it on the bottom. So the image is underneath the text, and it's sort of coming through, because -1 means 0 would be the default. So our main is at the 0, and our Z index is -1 for our background image. All right, so that's something nice. I hope you like that. We had to make the main a certain size. Now, kind of this doesn't work perfectly if we have a very large, page. Sorry. If we have a very large page, the image will tile. So if you have a small image on a large page, you're going to get it tile. But if you get your window, I called it a page a minute ago. If you get your window the same size as your image, then you won't get tiling. So what can you do there? You can make a bigger image, or you can make it so that it doesn't tile. There's an option there for not repeating. And I haven't put that option in, but if you Google it and check, you can find that option. It's not nice to make the background, so you make it how you like. This is just so I'm not expecting you to do exactly like I've done. I'm expecting you to use different images, and I'm expecting you to use different opacity to do it in the way that you feel is yeah, this is web development. Part of it is kind of artistic, so it should be the way that you feel. So what else have we got to do on that web page? Let's see. You've got to create all of these pages. I haven't created all of them. You have to do all of those, but this is just basically to show you an idea of doing it. Oh, you can also add a background color. Now I haven't added instead of a background color, I added a background image. Background color, you could just do in the main, instead of this, you could just say background dash color, and it will come up as the color. We've done the nav, and the rest of it is kind of okay, I think. So that's kind of it. I'm going to sort of stop recording on that, and I'll